Namaskaram.
Namaskar.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Krishna. We'll get it started. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Shri Shailabhijanamburashi Sri Krishna Tatatmajam Sri Shailanve Devanath Sudhya Praptagamantaddvayam Padapche Nasimhatataya Guroho Nyastatma Rakshabharam Vidvadvrinda Chakora Chandiramaham Ramanujaryam Shraye Sriranga Sudha Madhusamaswadayantam Srirangamahishi Padapankajatmajam Sulabhashrayam Sadamoda Siddhamadbhutam Bhajeham Gurum Tam Ranganatha Priyam Sukhasanastham Hridayabjapithe Chinmudraya Lankrita Pani Padmam Shubhopavitam Vimalotha Pundram Namami Rangam Gurum Antarange Namami Yoga Samrajnim Vijayam Vijayapradam Srirangardha Sanasinam Karunam Mamataram Guru Rupa Paranjyotihi Jyoti Rupa Guru Paraha Ajnana Mandiram Hyetate Guru Vijnana Mandiram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhaite Girim Yatrupa Tamaham Vande Krishna Paramananda Madhavam Yovantah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakhila Shaktidhara Swadhamna Anyamscha Hastacharna Shravanatvagaadine Pranan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Jnananandamayan Devam Nirmala Sphatika Kritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Jnananandamayim Devim Nirmala Sphatika Kritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Param Vachamupasmahe Jayatya Santrasa Dhvanta Vidvam Sanodayaha Prabhavan Sitaya Devya Paramavyoma Bhaskaraha Sakrideva Prapannaya Tavasmi Tajayachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha Dadamyetadvratam Mama Manojavam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutamukyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami Harihi Om Agnimire Purohitam Yajnasya Deva Mrityujam Hotaram Ratnadhatamam Harihi Om Harihi Om Ishetva Vayavasto Payavastha Devo Vasavita Prahpayatu Sreshtatamaya Karmana Apyayadhamagniya Deva Bhagam Urjaswati Payaswati Prajapati Ranamiva Ayakshmamavastena Ishata Magasagam so Rudrasya Heti Parivo Vrinattu Dhruva Asmin Gopato Syata Bahvir Yajamanasya Pashun Pahi Harihi Om Harihi Om Agnaya hi vitaye gnano yadataye nihota satsi barhishi Harihi Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shanyo Rabhishavantu Naha Harihi Om Narayana. With salutations to our Guru and the Guru of all Gurus, will commence our session today. We are midway through the beautiful meeting of great personalities. Lord Ramachandra, Lord Lakshmana and Sri Hanuman. And we saw how Hanuman, he spoke in a manner that is very pleasing. Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. He spoke in a manner that is pleasing, is Priyam. But he did not bluff. He spoke truth. Satyam Bruyat. And what is Satyam about what he spoke is what we saw in the last class. Basically, he figured out that these two gentlemen who are roaming around in the forest and terrorizing the animals, just like how great kings would do. And he figured out that they look like Raja Rishis. Not only that, he also told on their face that you both seem to be very divine personalities. And may I know why you are wandering around here with abandon? You seem to be richly deserving of great kingdoms. You must be the overlords of certain kingdoms. But why are you here? And Rajyarha Amara Prakhyau Katam Desham Ihagato. And then he also talks about the deeper aspect of the Avatara Rahasyam of Sri Rama and Lakshmana. Edirchayeva Sampraptau Chandra Suryo Vasundharam Vishala Vakshasau Virau Manushau Devarupinau. This Mother Earth, Vasundhara, is indeed very fortunate that she has got two great sons in the form of the sun and the moon, which is Rama and Lakshmana. Then he goes on to describe further their beautiful and handsome physique. Ayatascha suvrittascha bahavaha parigopamaha sarvabhushana bhusharhaha kimartham na vibhushitaha. He's talking about their ajanubahutvam. Ayatascha suvrittascha. Their shoulders are very well rounded and their arms are quite long. Rumba stretchable hand. It can go to any extent. There is a proportion. Okay. Samavibhakta Sundaranga. The body is very well sculpted. Adina, his teeth are as long as his arms. It basically means there is a proportion of distribution of the various organs in the body. And idukella samudrika lakshanam abdinu shastram irukku. When we are born into a particular body, we are endowed with certain features. And these features are the result of our own previous karma and the karma of our parents. And of course, if they are divine people, it is a karma of the Bhumi also, Vasundhara. And that is what is hinted here. Ayatascha surtascha bahavaha parigopamaha. The bahavaha, the arms are like iron clubs. Suvarna bhushanaraha. They seem to be richly deserving of certain golden ornaments. Why are they empty? Is the question he's asking. Yeah. So in those days, we know the kings would adorn themselves all over their body. You'll have to figure out where the king is actually. Yeah. So they will have something for their head, the crown, and then they will have ornaments for their bhujam, the arms, and of course their feet, legs, and so on. And these are all called as abhushanam. Abhushanam is something which makes us look pleasant, isn't it? Abharanam. Abhushanam is something which makes us look pleasant. Abharanam means something which actually protects us. So the various jewels that we normally wear in our day-to-day lives, there is a reason why we wear them at the right places. Unlike today, where we seem to wear anything anywhere, there is a place for every jewel. And both men and women used to wear abharanam in those days. And here we see that Hanuman has noticed the fact that their arms are looking like iron clubs and majestic. They deserve to have certain jewelry there. Kimartham na vibhushitaha. Why are they not decorated with these jewels? Avdina, perhaps we may imagine that the moment you wear jewels for a long period of time, what do we notice? When we remove the jewels, there will be marks or imprints. Probably Hanuman had, eyes made of lens, optical lens. So he could see those marks. That's not the thing. So here he has actually seen the majesty of their structure. And he's asking them very daringly, why are they not decorated? Ubhau yogyavaham manye rakshitum prithivim imam sasagaravanam kritsnam vidhyam vindhyameru vibhushitam. And he actually declares in this particular sloka number 15 of 3rd chapter in Kishkinda Kandam, I think that both of you are really the Yogya Purushas. Ubhav, both of you I deem as richly deserving for what? Rakshitum Prithivim Imam, to protect this Mother Earth. And what type of earth is this? He goes on to describe the Rishyamukha range. Sagaravanam Kritsnam, with seas and forests. So imagine how vast in expanse the original Rishyamukha Parvata or the gods would have been. Thank you. Sagaram could also mean very large lakes, right? And Vindhya Meru Vibhushitam. So he is giving the geographic features there. It is adorned with 2 mountains. One is Vindhyas and the other is Meru. And, we may try to locate it geographically. Even today, we call it as the Vindhyas. But where is this Meru Parvatam? Again, Puranas have a lot of reference to Meru Parvatam. This word Meru is used in different contexts. Those who are familiar with Sri Chakra Puja, Sri Vidya Puja, you also talk of Meru there. Meru has another meaning, which is basically our spinal cord, or so-called Brahmadanda. And isn't Lord Rama truly the king of our spinal cord? There is a resonance to that internal aspect here. Vindhya Meru Vibhushitam. Ime cha dhanushi chitre shlashne chitranulepane prakashete yathendrasya vajre hema vibhushite. Then Hanuman goes on to describe the bows and quivers that they were having on their shoulders. இது எப்படி இருக்கு பார்க்கறதுக்கு அப்படின்னாக்கா, இந்திரன் அவனுடைய வஜ்ராயுதம் வச்சுருக்கான் இல்லையா, அதே மாதிரி இருக்குது. Just like how Indra sports his vajrayudham, that is how Deeptiman, how much of glow I can see in the bows and the quiver that you both are carrying along with you. Sampurna nishitair banehi तूष्णाश्च शुभदर्शनाः जीवितान्तकरैर्घोरैः श्वसद्भिरिव पन्नगैः Sampurna Nishitair Banehi. Your quivers are carrying bows in full Abdinartham. That means they are never empty. Isn't it? The one who is supposed to protect a land. See how correlated these are. So you are carrying bow and arrow and quivers, which are also majestic. And that clearly says you both are kings. And the fact that they are full of bows, arrows, means you know how to fill your quiver with arrows. That means you know how many arrows you have to carry on a day-to-day basis. You know how to make them, you know how to engineer them, you know how to maintain them. So that shows your mastery in arrows. It is not just like I'm carrying something to like Poundaraka Vasudeva, I'm carrying something to display that I also can carry bow and arrow. Sampurna Nishitaihi Banehi. So the fact that these arrows are very sharp and Shubhadarshana, they are also pleasant to look at. This is something we should notice. Our arrows carry panna kuda, they will not be very rusty. They will not look as if it is a hodgepodge work. Today we talk of creating anything with patches. There won't be any patchwork. The quality of workmanship is so great that even to look at the arrows will be a pleasant activity. Jivitanta kareihi ghoreihi. And ultimately, this cannot be plastic arrows. They have to go and kill other animals or rakshasas. So therefore, Hanuman is describing that these are ghora arrows, very, very ferocious. So much so that they can take the lives of other beings. Jivitanta kareihi. And Shwasadbhiriva pannagaihi. These arrows look as if they resemble the hissing snakes. That means they are very, very live. That means they can leave the quiver anytime, they can get attached to the banam anytime and then fly. So they are mission ready. The president of any country, especially United States, they carry that bag where they can just switch on the button for the nuclear weapons. Yeah, so it is mission ready. Likewise, the arrows are all mission ready and they have the power of pannagas or snakes, dreadful snakes. Mahapramano vistirnau taptahataka bhushitau khadgau etau virajete nirmukta viva pannagau. It is not only bow and arrow and quiver that they are carrying. Both Rama and Lakshmana are also carrying khadgau, that is swords, isn't it? So they need all of this to take care of themselves in the forest that they are wandering around with. Mahapramano, they are huge in size. Vistirna, they are long and broad. Tapta hataka bhushitau, they are encrusted with gold, abhinartham. Okay, probably gold was available in abundance. Although they relinquished everything when they left the palace in Ayodhya, they got to know how to, make these ornaments in gold and then encrust it on top of the quivers as well as the swords. So here they're talking of the swords. Khadgau etau virajete nirmukta viva pannagau. Again, they look like as if, when a snake sheds its skin, the freshness with which it emerges, that is the glow that your swords are having. I didn't describe it. Evam mam paribhashantam kasmadvaina bhibhashataha Sugrivo nama dharmatma kaschidvanara yuthapaha viro vinikrito bhratra jagad bhramati dukkhitaha. So this is where he tries to conclude his speech. Lord Hanuman is on a long monologue here. He is completely enamored by the look and feel of Rama and Lakshmana. He describes them completely in all aspects. He glorifies them. It is a real stuti. And finally, the flight is landing. What is he saying? But you both are keeping quiet. I have spoken so much so far. Why are you not speaking? Nabhibhashataha. That means we should imagine he did not tell these slokas as quickly as we are speaking. He must have gone through this very, very slowly. There must have been certain aspects of taking breath and keeping quiet. Only then you will say, I have spoken so much. If one patient abindra madri nabhibhashataha Sugrivo nama dharmatma kaschid vanarayutapa. Now he is talking about who he is. Okay, so far he has spoken about Rama and Lakshmana. He is giving his own identity now. There is a king, Uthapaha is the overlord of Vanaras, who is known as Sugriva. Again, he qualifies Sugriva with the word Dharmatma. He is somebody who knows Dharma. He is trying to follow his Dharma, but there is a problem. Viro Vinikritaha Bhratra Jagad Brahmati Dukkhitaha. He has a troublesome elder brother. We all know who he is, Vali. And he is completely shattered. He is dukkha sambhranta. He is full of sorrow now, and he doesn't know what to do. And Jagat Brahmati. See, when we get into a mood of sorrow and we are out of our wits, we don't know what to do. What do? We start roaming around. Hither and thither. You don't know where to go, whom to approach. That is the Shochaniya Sthiti. So in one line, Hanuman has brought a kind of empathy into Sri Ramachandra. See, you should know that I come from Sugriva's camp. There is a king called Sugriva of Vanaras. At the same time, he is a Dharmatma. So that is something which will appeal Sri Ramachandra. He is not somebody who is ruling without Dharma, or he is completely tuned with Dharma. And O Ramachandra, he is somebody who is aggrieved because of his own brother, Vali. Right? It is sonnale porom. Perumalukku, the moment we say that this is the Dayaniya Sthiti, he will immediately try to respond with something. So now Hanuman is trying to extract words out of Sri Rama and Sri Lakshmana. Praptoham preshitastena Sugrivena Mahatmana Rajna Vanara Mukhyanam Hanuman Nama Vanaraha. So he's signing digital signature now. Okay. Praptoham preshitaha tena Sugrivena Mahatmana. So he's giving one more title to Sugriva. He's a Mahatma. And Hanuman doesn't give titles just like that. Right? See, so far we'll see how Lord Ramachandra himself is making points about who Hanuman is. Okay, so he's trying to entice Sri Ramachandra into giving him certain help or support. Praptoham preshitastena. I have been sent to meet with you by Sugriva. Rajna Vanara Mukhyanam. Hanuman Nama Vanaraha. He is my king. Sugriva is my king. But I am his chief minister. Mukhyanam Hanuman Vanaranam Mukhyaha. I am the key person in his army or in his retinue, and my name is Hanuman, and I am a Vanara. Okay. Therefore, he is probably shedding his bhikshutvam. That is what he is going to say now. He is in the form of a bhikshu right now, isn't it? Now he has come to a state where, see, this is the beauty of when you get close to somebody who is following Satyam and dharmam, very, very quickly, you will also start shedding your snake skin. So you cannot be fake in front of somebody who is following truthfulness, honesty in reality. So therefore, there is also a sukshmatam here, that the moment he has described so much about Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, Hanuman will also start shedding, I don't need any tirai between me and Bhagavan. I can be true to myself. There is no need to fake myself anymore, any longer. The Lord knows who I am. அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ஸ்டேட்டுக்கு வந்திருக்காரோ அப்படின்னு தோன்றது நம்மளுக்கு. ஓகே, யுவாபியாம் சஹ தர்மாத்மா சுக்ரீவ சக்கியமிச்சதி தஸ்யமாம் சச்சிவம் வித்தம் வானரம் பவனாத்மஜம் பிக்ஷுரூப பிரதிச்சன்னம் சுக்ரீவ பிரியகாமியா ரிஷ்யமுகாதிஹ பிராப்தம் காமகம் காமரூபிணம். So he's saying in this shloka that it is not only the fact that I am the messenger of Sugriva, he is a Mahatma, he is troubled by his brother, but O Rama and Lakshmana, he also wants to be friends with you. Okay, he is carrying that friend request in Facebook or LinkedIn. He is the protocol, network protocol that is carrying that request to both Rama and Lakshmana. Yuvabhyam saha dharmatma Sugriva sakhyamichati. Remember, when Sugriva sent him with all kind of fear and emotion. இது யாரோ ரெண்டு பேர் சுத்தின்னு இருக்காளே, எனக்கு பயமா இருக்கே, வாலி யாரைనా அமைச்சிருப்பானோ అని ఒక భయంతో సుగ్రీవుడు హనుమంతుని అక్కడ పంపిస్తారనమాట. But Hanuman has taken liberty on behalf of Sugriva to propose friendship. This is what we should realize, the greatness of Hanuman. Okay, that is Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam. He has made a judgment now. These two gentlemen who I am seeing are genuine. Second, they are dharmatmas. Third, they are capable of protecting. Therefore, I should not shy away from requesting what my king wants me to talk to them about. So think of the so-called micromanagement we do in today's organization parlance, isn't it? We give a task and then we try to micromanage. So here is an example of providing that autonomy. Autonomy comes naturally when you have trust. Sugriva and Hanuman. Sugriva had the greatest trust in Hanuman. Otherwise, why would he have sent him here? He would have sent somebody else like Jambavan. He sent Hanuman here. So there is an aspect of trust between Sugriva and Hanuman, and that trust would have built over many years. Just saying sign in. Sorry. So that is one aspect. The second is, you trust somebody, but that person should be capable of thinking on his own and working in an autonomous manner. So ஒருத்தர் மேல நம்மளுக்கு நம்பிக்கை இருக்கு, ஆனா அவரால் அந்த வேலை பண்ண முடியல அப்படின்னாக்கா முதல்க்கே மோசமாயிடும். Whereas here Hanuman is somebody who has immense ability to think on his own and execute. So therefore he took the liberty, I believe, to propose friendship with between, in fact he says Sugrivaha Sakyam Ichati abindraringa, which means he wants to do. How does Hanuman know this? Adina, he is actually a jnani and a manognaha. Okay, that is the other hidden attribute of Hanuman. He is a brahmajnani, and therefore he can close his eyes and meditate on what would Sugriva think of me or this particular situation, and probably he would have communicated through telepathy with Sugriva and got the response back. Idella hidden meanings. Sugrivaha Sakyam Ichati Tasyamam Sachivam Vittam Vanaram Pavanatmajam. So I am his minister, Sachivaha, and also I am a Pavanatmaja. He is signing off In fact, this is an incredible situation where first Hanuman is saying who he is as a species. I am not a bhikshu, I am a vanara. Then he is saying, I am the friend of Sugriva, or I am the important person in Sugriva's army. Then he is saying, I am Pavanatmaja. My father is Vayu Bhagavan. Okay, that shows his level of commitment to his friendship with Sugriva. இதெல்லாம் lessons நம்மளுக்கு. I am so and so son அப்படிங்கிறது கடைசியில வருது. Bhikshu Rupa Pratichannam. I have indeed disguised like a bhikshu here. Sugriva Priya Kamyaya. And I have come here basically for the well-being of Sugriva. That is the thing. See, he's a real well-wisher. He's not only friend, philosopher, but he's also guide of Sugriva. Rishyamukadiha Praptam Kamagam Kamarupinam. I have come from the Rishyamukha range all the way up to here. That means where he is meeting both of them. And I am somebody who is endowed with Kamarupinam. I can take any form at any place and to my own terms and conditions. That means he is actually a Siddha Purusha. Not anybody can do this. He has acquired certain siddhis. So this is, he is declaring it to Rama and Lakshmana. Eva muktva tu Hanuman stav virau Rama Lakshmanau Vagyajno Vakya Kushalaha Punarno Vachakinchana. Eva muktva tu Hanuman stav virau Lakshmana. Like this, Hanuman spoke with Lakshmana and Rama and Lakshmana, who are Veeras. And Vagyajno Vakya Kushalaha. He is, Hanuman is somebody who is very, very adept at Vagyajna. Vagyajnena archito deva priyatam me janardhanam sollum. Vakkungirade or yajnam. When we speak, it is not just a matter of words coming out of our mouth. It should be something which comes from our body, mind and spirit. Then it takes the shape of a yajnam. Yajnam abdinaka sacrifice abdin nanchikadingo. Yajnam also means a means of puja, worshipping. So walk becomes a matter of worshipping in two contexts. One, the person who you are speaking to is worthy of worship. Second, irrespective of the person who you are speaking to, if you are in a state of serenity, then whatever you speak will also become a yajnam. Purinjida? So there is a hidden meaning here. The fact that walk is a form of yajnam conveys to us that Lord Hanuman is somebody who is a jnani. That is another statement we have to underline here. And he is a Vakya Kushalaha. He is somebody who can speak in whatever manner he wants, in whatever tone he wants. Idallan sollitu the opposite side of it. Punarno vacha kinchana. He stopped speaking. Romba naal pesiyachu. 1/2 mani, 3/4 mani, 1 hour pesittu அப்படியே he is tired now. பேசுப்பா அப்படினு சொல்லி he is no vacha kinchana. He did not speak anything beyond that. Okay, that means he goes into a state of hibernation. இப்படி பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பார். முச்சி ராமரையும் லக்ஷ்மணன் என்ன பண்றான்னு பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பார். What are they going to speak அப்படின்னு. एतत् श्रुत्वा वचन्तस्य रामो लक्ष्मणम् अब्रवीते प्रहृष्टवदन श्रीमान् भ्रातरं पार्श्वतस्थितम्. नारायण. एतत् श्रुत्वा वचन्तस्य रामः लक्ष्मणम् अब्रवीत्. Rama has listened to whatever Hanuman has spoken so far, and he did not try to speak to Hanuman. He first looked at Lakshmana and started speaking to Lakshmana. Prahrishta with cheerful face. See, Lord Ramachandra, indeed, this is the samam bonam of being an Avatara Purusha. You know that you are an Avatara Purusha. You are seeing the greatest among all Jivas, who is Lord Hanuman. And he is speaking completely truthful to himself, that is Hanuman, truthful to the person who is speaking to, and there is no malam in between, it is nirmalam. அதை கேட்கிறப்போ அது கங்கா பிரவாகமாய் அவர் உள்ள போயிட்டு he became extremely overjoyed. So you must all imagine Lord Ramachandra would have been in a state of vismayatvam. Aha, what a great person I am seeing in front of me. And therefore the outcome of that is he is prahrishtaha. He becomes extremely happy. Prahrishtaha, prahrishta vadanaha. Okay, the moment you are happy, they all say it shows on your face, isn't it? There are many aphorisms which say, face is the reflection of your mind. That is something we all know. And here that happiness, he is beaming with happiness. Okay, Shriman Bhrataram, he is Shriman, of course. அந்த ஆனந்தமே அவருக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஸ்ரீ தத்துவம்னாலதான் வருது அப்படிங்கிறது இங்க ரகசியம். ஓகே, ஸ்ரீ இல்லைனாக்கா ஆனந்தம்ங்கிறது வராது. And why that Sri got mixed here, again Adiyan's own interpretation. What is the purpose with which Rama and Lakshmana are there? They have lost Sita, right? Rama has lost Sita and he is in search of some solution. Now the moment he sees this person here who is actually wanting to become friends with him, அது கோடு போட்டா ரோடு போடுவோம்னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, the first dot of that, அது ராமருக்கு வந்துடுறது மனசுல. So therefore it's not only Hanuman who is the reason of his happiness, it is also the Shriman. He is now reminded of, oh, I can see light at the end of the tunnel. I am going to get rejoined with Sita. அப்படிங்கிறதுனாலேயும் ஒரு ஆனந்தம் வந்திருக்குன்னு அடியனுக்கு தோன்றும். பிரவிஷ்டவதன ஸ்ரீமான் பிராதரம் பார்ஷ்வதஸ்திதம். He looks at his brother Lakshmana. Sachivoyam kapindrasya sugrivasya mahatmanah tameva kangshamanasya mamantikam upagataha. Om. What Lord Ramachandra is saying, he is indeed the minister. Sachivoyam kapindrasya sugrivasya. Kapindraha is the Indra of all monkeys. He is Sugriva. And he is also a Mahatma. I also endorse now. Okay, Hanuman has said he is a Mahatma. I also endorse it. How? அப்படின்னு ஒரு கொஸ்டின் வரும். அது நம்மளுக்கு பகவானுடைய தத்துவம் தெரிஞ்சாக்கா இது தெரிய வந்துடும். அவர் யாரானா ஒருத்தர் பொய் சொன்னாக்கா உண்மையா இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கு அது பொய்ன்னு தெரிய வந்துடும். That is, if somebody is not truthful to you and you yourself are in the path of truth, then you can very easily figure out the other person is faking. And here he knows that Hanuman is indeed speaking truth, and he also ensured, Lord Ramachandra ensured that what Hanuman is speaking is indeed the truth. So he would have gone into a state of meditation and actually seen through what Hanuman has spoken. அதெல்லாம் இங்க தெரியாது நம்மளுக்கு. தமேவ காங்ஷமானஸ்ய மமா அந்திகம் உபாகதா. This is an important statement here. He's saying, is this person indeed not the one who I was waiting to see? Is what Ramachandra is saying. Tameva kangshamanasya. That means Rama and Lakshmana, they were guided by somebody in the previous sargam. We all know about it, I think, isn't it? So this is all like point to point in search of Sita. So somebody guided them, go to Rishyamukha Parvata. You will get, probably it was Agasthyamuni if I am not wrong, isn't it? You go to Rishyamukha Parvatam, you will get acquainted with somebody who will help you. So this is exactly what he is trying to connect it with. Tameva kangshamanasya mamantikam upagataha. And that is why he is smiling again. Tamabhyabhasha saumitre sugriva sachivam kapim vakyajnam madhurair vakyaihi snehayuktam arindama. So he's now telling Sumitra, Anandavardhanaha, Saumitri. Saumitri is Lakshmana, isn't it? Tam Abhyabhasha Saumitre. Oh, Saumitri, why don't you talk to Hanuman? So he is saying, I will not talk. Let me entice Lakshmana to talk. Okay. Vakyajnam madhurair vakyehi snehayuktam arindama. Here, why there's a question. Why did Rama not volunteer himself? He has seen who Hanuman is. He's going to speak. He has spoken so nicely. Vakyajnyehi madhuraihin solraringa. Vakyajnam madhurair vakyehi snehayuktam. Sneham abdingiradhu is a matter of friendship. Abdin solvom illaya. Sneham abdina the real meaning is that which attaches to us is sneham. So if I pour water in your hand, the water will wet your hand for some time and it will dry out, isn't it? But at the same time, if I pour a little bit of oil or nallanniyo thengaanniyo udranna, what will happen? It will stick to us. That is what is known as sneha bhavam in Sanskritam. Sneham is that which really bonds with us. And the words that Hanuman has spoken so far, indeed, they have gone straight into my heart. That is the meaning here. Sneha yuktehi. That which will attach to us is only that which pleases us. Or I see a way out for myself, out of whatever distress I'm in. And Arindama, this is a title that Rama is giving to Lakshmana. Arindam Banerjee. Arindam. Arindamaha means one who can vanquish your enemies is called as Ari. Ari naka enemy. Arindamaha, one who can control your enemies is Arindama. Okay. And why don't you speak to Hanuman? The fact is that the Lord is perhaps testing even Lakshmana here. Okay. My feeling is that he has spoken very well. He seems to be a good person. Why don't you talk? He's trying to see what Lakshmana's reaction would be. Na anrigveda vinitasya na yajurveda dharinaha na asama veda vidushaha shakyamevam vibhashitum. This particular sloka, number 28, is very, very popular among all Upanyasakas. Okay. The way to glorify Lord Hanuman in the slokam poram. Okay. What does it say? It says that Hanuman has spoken like a vakyajnam, madhurair vakyehi, snehayuktai, ellam sollitar. But the inference he is making, what is the causal factor for this? Abdingaradhukku idhula enna solrar? One who has not na Rigveda vinitasya. Rigveda vinitasya. One who has not understood and one who has not done a Vedadhyanam of Rigvedam. Na ayajurveda harinaha. One who has not become a scholar in Yajurveda. Na asama veda vidushaha. One who has not mastered Samaveda. Then that person cannot speak like this. Is the inference that Lord Ramachandra is making. And this is the interpretation he is giving to Lakshmana. Avina enartham is probably Hanuman is sitting at a distance and he is talking in a kusukushu manner to Lakshmana. Okay. And this is very important here. What is he saying? The fact that Hanuman has spoken so beautifully is not because he is a master of communications, in Oxford University. The fact is that he definitely, okay, with all certainty, is somebody who has done an adhyanam of not only Rigvedam, not only Yajurvedam, but also Samavedam. So what is the meaning of this? So at the beginning of this session, we chanted all the 4 Vedas, okay? Agnimide Purohitam Lende, Arambichi, Kadasi Varakam, Shanno Devi, Abhishtayaha. These are the important mantras from the 4 Vedas. So Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda, we know, are the 4 important distributions in Veda. And in those days, people had to go through all the 4 Vedas. You had to do a study of not just your shaka. Today we are holding on to one branch, sub-branch and probably a leaf now. Okay, but everybody is supposed to do an adhyanam of all the 4 Vedas. And it's important to know the connection between Vedas and the art and science of speech, because Lord Ramachandra is connecting between the Vedavit aspect of Hanuman with how he's speaking. So in general, what does it mean? Vedas are a repository of knowledge. There are so many words that come up in Vedas. So just to connect it with the science of speaking, it's like a dictionary of words. I will be able to converse much better if I know the thesaurus, isn't it? And all other books. And the Madri, I pick words from all the Vedas and then I speak. That is one aspect. But then one Veda itself is enough, isn't it? There are so many rigs. If you take Rigvedam, there are 1028 suktas in Rigveda. Then what is the necessity to go to other Vedas? Why is Ramachandra talking about the 3 Vedas? It deserves a deeper explanation. We will go through that in the next session. Okay. So I think we've reached the time limit for the day. But it's a very interesting hidden secret that we need to understand, the connection between Vedas and the science and art of speaking. And if we were to go through all of this, the reason is why I'm going through all of this is we know the gravity or the gambhiryam of the Grantham itself. Then we will give it its due respect. Right? So that will conclude our session today. Guru
Charanam puja nirbhara bhakta, Guru Charanam puja nirbhara bhakta, samsara dachirata mukta, Guru Charana puja. Krishna Krishna Sendriya Manasa Niyamadhyam Rakshasini Chahridayastam Devam Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate.
Kayena vacha manasa indriyaiva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavate karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Shriman Narayanayeti samarpayami. Sarvam Shri Ramachandra Arpanamastu. Have a great day and a week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskaram.